you're listening to the Mackay T Show podcast. Here are your hosts, Brian Mackay and T Davis.
What time is it?
It's time for the Mackay T Show.
What time is it?
I said it's time for the Mackay T Show.
Welcome back to the Mackay T Show podcast. T, the Lakers did it.
Praise the Lord, everybody. You know, it was a struggle. It was a stressful night for me before I could fall asleep because I had crazy people around me. Oh, I want to see a game 6 because I just want it to be a good series. And I was like, what you mean a good series? Then this person had the nerve to, they're a Laker fan. You can't be a Laker fan if you ever, Brian, when have you ever wanted Ole Miss to lose?
Never, not
Thank
one
you.
time.
The only time I want them to lose now is because they play Florida. Other than
Right.
that, like how you, I'm a fan. I want them to lose because I want to. That's the most ridiculous thing. Anyway, praise the Lord. God still answered in the prayer answer business. Because all I kept thinking was, if this go to game 7, I remember a kid by the name of Dwayne Wade doing this to Dallas. Was it Dallas?
Yes.
No, and putting the team on his shoulders and and marching the old school old heads to victory. Even though he not playing with old heads, Butler that is. But
Right, but yeah, that Heat team back in the day, it had Shaq, who was getting on up there, Gary Payton, Lonzo Mourning. It had a bunch of
Zoe was
old.
on that team.
Yes,
I
he
know
was
that
on that team.
the dude I keep wanting to call him Antoine Walker. All of them was on that
Antoine
team. I
Walker,
didn't
yeah.
remember
Yes,
so being on there, but
James Posey. Lord have mercy, I forgot
yeah,
about that, but he
it was
sure
a
did
lot.
care.
He and I was like, I don't seen this before. I don't want to be on the other side of it.
Well, that was the 17th title for the Lakers, tying them
Yeah,
with their
we tied with
rival.
our rival,
Oh,
and one of our rival players, he got a championship with both the Boston Celtics and the Los Angeles Lakers.
yes,
Rajon
Rajon
Rondo.
Rondo, and let me tell you, he was a vital piece. Y'all
You
would
ain't
not
gotta
have been
tell
this far
me.
without him. No,
And it wouldn't have been this hard if Avery Brantley had come.
yeah. If y'all would have had Bradley, he would have been a nice piece. But
We
you
got
know what?
another defender and somebody can hit shots. Now you saw what they was talking about. They didn't want to give Kyle Kuzma a ring. You seen the whole thing they got out there.
Yes.
Okay, so what do they think? Avery Bradley should just get a ring? He gonna get one, but I'm feeling some kind of way a little bit, bruh. You ain't put nothing in on this.
Yeah,
Nothing.
this whole second season down in Orlando, he
Right.
wasn't a
You ain't
part
put
of.
nothing in on it. But you're
Man.
gonna get a ring, so whatever.
Before we talk more about the Lakers, I just want to give a shout out to the Heat. They but it's in particular Jimmy Butler, who became the second player in league history to lead his team in outright points, rebounds, assists, steals, and blocks in a final series. The only other person to do that would be Mr. James in 2016 against the Warriors. So that
Well,
was an
I'm
impressive
not
feat.
giving no shout outs because I can't understand why he gotta be out here like he can't even comb his hair, like he poor, and I just can't do it.
It was no.
But they one piece away, one
I'm telling
superstar
you,
away.
and it would have been something special to see them at full strength. I mean, they lost a couple of people in game one, and it just by will and faith wound up winning a couple of games. But no, last night it was it was close in the first couple of minutes, and then the Lakers went on this run, and then they were up 20, and then they were up 30, and I just said it's over.
Oh, they
The
ain't
Heat are
know it got
done.
that bad.
The Heat are done. Yeah, they went up. They went up 30, and I think went in the halftime up 28.
Well,
And
maybe
I
they
was
got
just
tired of
like,
being in the
wow,
bubble and was like, I'm tired. I can't do it no more.
wow. And LeBron wants you to put some respect on his name. Not you
Uh,
in particular, but other
no, they
people.
not. They not LeBron.
Yeah, he
This
knows.
is what they gonna do. Oh, this was his easiest trip to the finals, and I'm just like, what? How can it be easy? All these guys talking about how mentally draining and stressful it has been being in this bubble, not being able to leave this space.
Yeah,
And I think that was part of what was wrong with Green. Like he mentally was just struggling
yeah. Um.
because he was playing like hot garbage.
Well, he even admitted that he didn't realize how much time he actually had when he shot. He rushed the shot in Game 5. He rushed that. He admitted after looking back at the film, which I don't know that I could have done so close to another game, but that's just my mental. You know, he said
Oh,
that.
I wouldn't even had to because when I played, I remember I could go through my mental Rolodex and remember the shots I missed and the shots I
Mhm.
made.
Yeah, people make too much out of LeBron being able to do that. If you play basketball enough, you should be able to do that. Like recall things that happen in game. And
But
I don't
I
want to
mean,
get too much into that
he
because
remembers a lot more than I mean. Like I don't remember what the defense was like, but he said that he have not photographic. Is that the word I want? Photographic memory. Like who knew that? But he said it, so it's not surprising that you would remember like that.
you already brought this up, but Rajon Rondo, second player to win a title with the Lakers and the Celtics.
Who
Can you
else
name?
did it?
I about to say, can you name the other one?
Let's see. Hold on. Celtics and
Because I
the
have no idea who
Lakers.
this is, so I know
Hmm.
I couldn't have.
I have nothing.
Clyde Leveillette. Is
Some
that?
dude that sat on the bench. Never mind. Go ahead.
Thank you.
He played in these games. Rondo was an integral part in these championship. This wasn't some dude that sat on the bench. All right, go ahead.
LeBron now has 28 postseason triple doubles, second most all time behind who? Come on.
Magic.
Thank you. Who
Thank you.
has 30?
I try to do what I do
Yes, I
when I
see.
can do it.
I'm like the man. I just set you up and you throw it down. I
Lay
was
up. How about this? The um I don't like the whole GOAT thing,
me. I think it's too much.
but the greatest career of all time right now,
Hmm.
it's gotta be him.
No, most definitely longevity. First of all, he's been there since 2003, and he got to the finals real quick. What was it, like 2000?
It wasn't but 3 years or so later he got beat up by San Antonio.
Yeah, I want to say it was like '09, and then he went to Miami the next year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It wasn't long before but you could see he was gonna be good when he first like his rookie year. He was just like, okay, this ain't too big for him.
yeah, let's be clear. That team he took to the finals against San Antonio that year was terrible. It was him and the Varejao and Devontae West. It was a
But
bunch of
think of the team that he almost beat the Golden State Warriors with.
yeah.
Remember
Everybody
what's
was
his
hurt.
name hurt his knee, right?
Yeah,
And then Love got hurt before the series, right before the series started.
yeah.
And he had a bunch of scrubs out there and they was giving Golden State all they were worth. Well, how did my cousin play? Because that for some reason the stats aren't up on the site.
He played well. I don't know that he scored a whole lot of points, but he really didn't need to because LeBron was doing his thing. Rondo had a big game. KCP came through with some big shots. And they put this out of reach so fast that it was almost like they were just coasting to victory.
Well, so did they I mean, did he look like he was healthy? Like I know he ain't healthy, but you remember he was hobbling real bad the end of that fifth game. Remember, I kept saying they
Yeah,
should take him out.
he didn't seem like it was bothering him too much.
Mm.
But yeah, that's one thing. Me and you were talking about on the air about how much older off air. I mean, before we came on, about how much older the players on this team are. You know, this window is not real wide for this particular group. And AD, even though he's only like 26, 27, he's still been injured so much. So that's going to take a toll on him. And him being a bigger guy, you know, big players seem to always kind of break down quicker.
Well, if he take any kind of cues off of LeBron, maybe he'll start trying to take care of his body different in a different way.
Yeah. Well, it'll be interesting to see if the Lakers can repeat next year because that's already the talk. Can they do it
I don't know
again?
why.
Yeah.
We need too many. We need we need some shooters, and not just like Danny Green is. He did nothing. He's a Kentavious Caldwell came up big. He played good defense. Hit some good shots.
Hmm.
Danny Green was just atrocious. Avery Bradley decided he wasn't even coming to the bubble. So I don't even know what that looked like for next year. I don't know that they're gonna keep Dion Waiters. I don't know that he don't seem to fit really. Even the few games he played, he didn't seem to really fit with the way they run this offense. Speaking of which, I don't like the offense, but that's neither here nor there. Maybe it just looked bad against this sagging man that Miami played.
Yeah, they seem real stagnant.
Yeah, it was really it was like I was like, what is happening? I'm old school and I missed the center. The old school center, not this Anthony Davis center. The Shaq, the Kareem, Hakeem, Mikhail, the center that get down there and just be like, I'm finna punish you.
Yeah.
I miss it.
Yeah. We definitely need to see that come back here. I don't know if it's going to be anytime soon, but
Well, the only one that I could see, like the kid from the Nuggets, he want to shoot too many threes. And when he down there, he don't really want to be down there. He'll go down there. What's his name?
Jokic.
Yoke. So then you got the closest one that if Joel Embiid get the right coach, because I remember him almost having a triple double on the Lakers like a couple of years back, and he was doing most of his work on the block because
Hmm.
he's so big. You couldn't. He get on the rim, dunking, left hand layup, right hand layup, and that's it. But you want to stand out there and shoot threes? Do that in practice.
Yeah.
Who else is a big man that might could be on the?
Let me think.
Because a lot of these bigs are just good, like solid defensive and rebounder bigs.
If they would play him, I mean, they try too much to make him. I mean, he can shoot from the outside, but he's not. He's better on it, just strictly being on the inside, and they could have nice inside out games. DeAndre Ayton from Phoenix.
Yeah,
If they would put him on
yeah.
the block more often, him and Booker together would be a nice 1-2 punch.
Because here's the thing, you can still shoot threes and have a post player. I don't understand why there's this. I do know because it's a copycat situation.
Hmm.
Golden State came out and shot all these threes, had success. Now everybody want to do it. But if you look go back into the annals of time, and you look at the Lakers, Byron Scott them shot plenty of threes and jump shots
Hmm.
with Kareem and all them. I mean, it would be fast break jumpers, all of that. So you can still do it, but in the playoff times, the game was gonna slow down. Magic was gonna point and Kareem get over there on this block with the finger with the tape on it. Go right there. We're finna run your play. Sky hook, thank you, basket. All right. Oh wait, no, we're going James spin dunk. Okay, thank you, Nick. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
that
hey,
was good. Are we going to
now,
NFL next?
yeah,
Cause it's sad.
yes. Well, I
It's
just
some
want to say,
sadness.
now all we need is for the Celtics to get healthy. Lakers and Celtics next year, off,
Well,
for everything. That would be,
that
for
would be
me,
fun.
that would be a very fun thing to
That
see.
would be fun. You remember I thought about us playing them. I thought we might get to play them this year. Remember, like a
Hmm.
couple of episodes ago.
Yeah,
I was
we
like, that
talked
would
about
be
it.
kind of cool if we played them for in the bubble for the championship. Cause I don't know, Brian. I don't think this bubble thing gonna work. I think this is over.
It's definitely just it's over for just being in one. I could see them maybe putting it in like 3 or 4 different places
Right.
and kind of working from out of those. But just this one particular in Orlando, everybody in Orlando, it worked. It did well, but mentally, I don't think they could do it again.
But I don't think that they gonna even agree to do it, even if it's like
Right?
several of them, because now they know what it's like.
Yeah.
Now they like, no, I don't want to be in no bubble,
I mean,
even
they
if
were
it's in
down
my
there.
city or close to my city, because I still gotta stay in a spot that can't leave.
I mean, they were down there this whole time and went, a crazy amount of days with no positive tests on the coronavirus front.
Which tells us if we, as in America,
Hmm.
would have been isolating like we supposed to, getting tested, people's, standing, because there's plenty of people that be coming out and they know they sick.
Yeah.
Like the one man in Kentucky, they had to have the police at his house because he refused to stay in. Well, why they do that in America? Um,
I mean,
but
they got that guy up there at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. He he
I
just
get
goes
it,
in and
but I'm just saying overall, like we could be in a different space with this virus if
yeah.
people would have taken heed and we had some kind of leadership around. Hey, this is what we're going to do as a nation, every state, because you got different states doing different things, and then they connected to other states, which means people traveling lower into your jurisdiction, and then it's just a mess. But they are proof. I don't know what the NFL doing though, because the Titans can't stop having positive tests.
Well,
Obviously,
let's
Tennessee is a hot spot, but
yeah, let's go ahead and get into the NFL. The Titans have just got the season just in turmoil as far as moving games around and they cost me a fantasy football
oh
loss
Lord,
this week because I had to sit Derrick Henry and Josh Allen because over the weekend it came up another staff member tested positive for corona for the Titans. And in my mind, I said they're gonna wind up canceling that game Tuesday, and I ain't gonna get no points for them. So I sat them.
well,
And
that's what
Gardner
happened.
Minshew had a decent game. He played well with his mustache having self,
Oh
but
no,
yes, but it just wasn't enough. I didn't get the amount of points I needed to get, and that's fine. And like I told the rest of the league, the only way y'all can beat me is if I sit my stars. And see, I set my stars. That's all right. Next week I'm be full
oh
strength,
Lord.
and I still have the most points in the league by far. By anyway, I'm not gonna rant and chant on this because I got chanting and ranting coming up in a minute
Okay,
about
okay.
some other stuff. But NFL, so Titans, yeah, they trying to mess things up, and I heard something. I don't remember if it was like a fine or something that could be construed if the Titans and the
Forget that.
Bills.
They just lose the game.
They should
Just
not.
stop saying you lose the game. They don't.
Yeah,
We not reshuffling it. Y'all need to
thank
do what
you.
you're supposed to do. You forfeit the game. You can't put enough
Yeah,
people on the field that's safe, that we feel safe. You forfeit the game, and we move on.
it's just ridiculous. And prayerfully they get to play, but it, it's obviously, we understand Tennessee, especially Nashville, is a big hot spot right now for it. But I mean, just do what you need to do, and do what you need to do to keep the train going.
They undisciplined. That's
Mm,
all it is. You would say, "Oh, this is discipline. They should be able." No, they not, because that's all that is. Because sometimes you might just get it, but you got the kind of money and all where you can stay home. You can order like through Amazon or through the grocery people, Whole Food or whatever, that'll bring the stuff to the door.
right.
Um, like you don't really have you gonna go to your facility to work out. Like if you living in a house with other people, you can either quarantine, like be off section off or something. I don't think they trying with all these people that keep popping up. I don't even think they trying.
No. But let me get this out the way before we get to the real bad of the weekend.
Hmm.
Uh, Congratulations to Alex Smith. Welcome back. That
Yes,
was
because did you see that documentary of his leg?
yes, and that's what made me like I almost had a tear come out when he was taking the field,
Oh
and then
Lord.
they showed his family. They showed his wife and his
And the
kids.
little kids over there.
Oh my God. Because I had just got through watching that documentary not that long ago, and I was just man, it hit me. I
It
was
was a
like,
lot because she almost had said take the leg off.
and then yes, and then 7 sacks later, I said, please take this man out the game before he gets
And that's the
killed.
thing. That's the thing. And I was like, okay, you've proven your point. You show that you fought through adversity. You come back. Don't come back. Like it ain't worth it. You got
His
insurance.
the first sack was Aaron Donald basically riding him. I mean, he was up on his back and just drug him to the ground. I said, God, please
It
get this
just
man
be
out of here.
like, I'm sorry. I'll be like, look, honey, I know you love this sport. I can't go through what we just went through again.
No.
Like I can't do it. Cause that flesh be eating bacteria. That was just it was crazy. The way his
Yes.
leg looked like he had been in a shark attack or something. The way his
Mm,
leg was, after they had to keep cutting away the muscle and stuff, trying to stop the bacteria from eating him, killing him basically. I was like, you want to keep playing?
yes.
Okay, well, good luck with that.
No, thank you. But yeah. So we moved from a triumphant return, even though they lost because his team's terrible, um, to a somber moment. Dak Prescott, broken ankle, and yeah. Oh,
I didn't see it. I'm looking for it
you
now.
glad you didn't, cause I saw it live. I
Which
saw
kind of
his
break
foot.
was it? Was it the break kind of like when what's his name broke his ankle from the Boston Celtics? He played at Indiana first. That kind of break, or
Similar, but I
okay.
mean, but Dak's ankle was completely turned all the way.
What? And did you see his?
Oh
That
yeah,
it
yeah.
was laying over there flopping on the side.
It basically the same kind of break.
Uh,
Uh, because I saw it and I was telling my
did he fold under somebody or something?
he was getting tackled and his leg just buckled and you could see live, you could see it, and I
Just
just thought something happened to my connection on my TV. I said, did the TV just glitch? And then they showed him laying on the ground and he's calling for. I mean, he immediately starts calling for somebody, and then they kept replaying it, and I'm like, oh, stop replaying this, Jesus,
yeah.
because. Mm,
We only seen a dude uh go for a block shot. Kentucky, was it Kentucky?
mm-hmm.
Go for a block shot, land on that side, and his femur, not femur. What's the little one down there at the bottom of the leg? The little you got the femur and the. Oh Lord, you ain't no help. I'm so mad at you right now. But it broke. I'm so mad at you.
The knee bone connected to the.
Ah,
Look, I'm
uh-uh.
trying to say. Oh my goodness,
Anyway,
yes.
we saw that guy break his leg. It just cracked, and you could see the bone come out of it. Um, we don't see some gruesome injuries.
A
Uh,
boy from Louisville
yeah.
in a tournament.
And then
That was
Alex's was
so bad.
bad.
Pretty Ricky almost spit all over himself when he watched it.
I mean, just the guys that was on the side, the fibula. It could have been his tibia. Don't you
Yeah.
act like that, don't you? You talking about some meat bone connected to the yo, and that little thing just popped right out, and I was like, I don't think I'm pretty sure that ain't supposed to happen.
Mm-mm.
um, so that's sad. He ain't had no new contract, did he?
Nope, he's on the franchise tag because he couldn't get a deal worked out.
Well, I don't even know what franchise tag mean.
It's a set amount that they can make per one for that 1 year.
And now they
It's,
might not even re-sign you. They
yeah,
will be forced to take care of your doctor stuff. So you'll stay on the team as far as all of that and rehab, but after that, I mean, I guess the good news is ankle is he might can recover from it because we on seen like this ain't no sport where he got to be jumping up and down like in
Well,
basketball. So
they took him straight to the hospital. He had surgery last night, and by all accounts, it came out well. So now we just start the rehab process.
try to make me go to rehab. I said no, no, no.
Oh goodness, well, that's really all I had to talk about for NFL.
Well,
You got
that
anything?
was I think that I'm this is almost blasphemous.
Oh
The
my,
49ers are so atrocious, but I am it's a lot that I'm starting to like about uh Prescott. Not Prescott. He said he was the best player of the year, and then he just drove his team down and threw that touchdown for Seattle. Like they scored back to back.
oh
Um
Russell,
Sierra's.
Sierra's husband,
Yeah.
Russell Wilson.
I'm
Yes,
starting to like Russell.
I am too. He once again. I know people. I've had people tell me you talk about podcasts way too much, but I don't care. I listen to his. He got a podcast out. He's about 3 or 4 episodes deep,
Uh-huh.
and it, I've already was starting to like him, but just listening to him be kind of open and honest in
Mhm.
those podcasts is just really even got me more in his corner. So
I think part of it was just to find out he a good dude because he bought
that
his wife her her record stuff back, her masters back, and gave it to her for a birthday or Christmas, like little stuff. It just be like, oh, he might be a good dude.
that's yeah.
What's the name of his podcast?
The I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Dangerous or something or other. It's
Oh
something off
Lord,
that
something
crazy
corny.
nickname he has.
Well,
I'm gonna
I
send it to you.
NFL, if y'all listening, go ahead. Look, you got the virus, you can't play, you forfeit the game. We gonna keep moving because all this shuffling around ain't gonna get it. You forfeit the game, y'all figure it out in house, and the rest of the league gonna keep moving forward.
Danger Talk. That's his name. That's his podcast. Danger
Danger
Talk
Dog. Wait,
podcast.
wait a
Yeah.
minute. What is that? That don't sound good.
Well, his nickname is Dangerous or whatever.
Oh, okay.
I've never heard anybody
Look,
call him
oh,
other
okay,
than
right.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
But apparently, yeah. So that. Um. Yeah. So we had that.
Well, you know who else since we on podcast? I know this ain't part of our docket, but we gonna make
Go
it.
for it.
Shannon Club Shay Shay.
Oh my.
Yes, Club Shay Shay
I
is.
can't wait to listen to him this morning because I know he's fixing to have a beautiful day with the Lakers winning.
Oh my goodness. Him. So matter of fact, the last one was Snoop was his last guest.
I
So I
saw
listened
it.
to that one Saturday, and um, I I ain't never really thought any way about Snoop. I thought he was a cool cat or whatever, but Snoop Snoop starting to be on my good side because he asked Snoop what's his top five um Lakers.
hmm
And I was like, okay. I think we didn't agree on one, but I was like, okay, okay. Yes. Cause you know who was number one, because he had to put them in order. You know who was number one.
Magic.
There you go. Thank you for
hmm
coming out. Uh,
As long as
but
he
I was
has that
like,
number one, I know you're gonna
if
be okay with it.
if you ain't got Magic number one, this ain't this falling apart.
There it is.
But yeah, that it was interesting the stuff he was saying around his favorite album. Anyway, Club Shay Shay is a good look. The most interesting one thus far is though when he's talking to his brother about how they grew up. And I was just like, wow. He just be like, What? You got $1 for catching 1,000 chickens? What?"
That's some country, boy. I tell
That's
you,
some crazy.
man. That too.
Um, oh yeah, I'll give you $1 for every 1,000. That's so ridiculous. Anyway, Club Shay Shay is good.
hmm
Brian say Danger Talk is good. Brian be sending me all these podcast stuff. I'll be like, Lord, I ain't got time to listen to all these podcasts. But all right, are we going to college football? Because I got some things to say.
Hey, we can go with it. Go
let
ahead.
me start. I'm gonna start.
It's your
Okay.
floor.
The only team right now, Brian, that actually look like they ready to win a championship is Clemson. Unfortunately, the offense look good, defense look good. The rest of the league, I don't know why the defense is so far behind. Alabama gave up 45 points. Clemson, like LSU got beat by Missouri. It was 40 something or something. God, I'm not going to even talk about Florida's atrocious defense because it's so bad. It's not even worth talking about. And I haven't seen it. I've heard enough to know because they've been on ESPN at 12 o'clock in the evening. Did we get did the LSU Gator game get that CBS 3:30 game next week?
I think it
Do we
did.
know?
I'm
Because that
looking
might
it
be
up
my
now.
first time looking at the badness. I wasn't even mad when we lost. I was like, they so bad. What? I can't even be mad. The defense is awful. They garbage, trash, atrocious. I don't even know if you should call it defense.
I know that Dan wants the swamp to be opened up.
Let's talk about that too.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. You can put all the fans in the world in there. That ain't gonna help that garbage defense that you got. So you need to go up there and talk to whoever defense coordinator. I can't think of his name. You need to go talk to him and tell him, look, if you can't fix this, I'm gonna have to find somebody else who can. Because this is one of the few seasons our offense has been solid, and now we can't stop nobody. We know for Ole Miss defense was gonna be bad, but
listen, I'm just glad that we stayed with what's going to turn out to be one of the best teams in the nation, and had a chance until right at the end to.
Well, let me tell you, I told you we gonna
We
win some
weren't
games
going to.
because that offense gonna be able to beat some people.
Yeah.
Like their offense gonna be able to beat. They gonna win a couple games. And Florida gonna lose a couple of games because their defense can't stop nobody. And because Georgia look like they always look solid defense, they gonna be able to score. They beat up Tennessee. Tennessee hung around for a few seconds, and then Georgia turned it on. I don't know what to
I got
say.
the 3:30 slap, but it says ESPN.
What I mean, what? Well, I wonder what SEC game they gonna put on.
I'm trying to
Is
see.
Alabama playing somebody good?
Let me go.
CBS.
I just need Alabama. I mean, not. I just need SEC. I don't need top 25.
Because that was this week. Oh, Georgia, Alabama. That's
That's
this
why. There you
8
go.
o'clock game. So they ain't gonna even have a 3:30 game. It looked like they got Georgia, Alabama. That should be fun.
Yeah, and maybe Nick will get over the fact that he's already out there saying he thinks that Lane Kiffin and them were stealing their defensive signals.
Well, you know what? If they did sell them, you should have changed them. Why ain't your signals changing? You know you got coaches leave and come. Why wouldn't you change your defensive signal?
Honestly,
I
and I
don't
agree
even
with
think that's cheating. If I know that you
right. If I know,
like
that's part of scouting.
right, if I know red poker face, whatever is a blitz, it's not my fault that you didn't change it.
But I also agree with Lane Kiffin where he said that you know what we play so fast that we don't want to give the defense even time to set up. And there were many times where Alabama was not set when Ole Miss was getting ready to hike it.
So how they stealing? Because they do play like this is arena football.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
so I don't know when they would have had time to steal nothing because they looking at like, all right, we running as soon as we get to just get back to the line. Get back to the line. They got them boys in shape though, young men. They got them in shape
Yeah,
to
and I think
to
honestly the
play that
defense
fast.
issue. I know
Hmm.
Ole Miss's is his talent, but for the teams that actually have aspirations of being in the playoffs this year, the defensive issue for me, I think they didn't have as much time to prepare for the season. They have so many protocols with the virus and everything that there wasn't a whole lot of tackling and this and I just offense would be much easier in this kind of situation to get prepared for, and I think the defense,
Well,
it,
thank you
it
for
was
being
going.
so kind. That may be part of it, Brian, but we're 3 or 4 games in now, and these defenses still look bad.
Oh, I'm not saying that it's not it shouldn't be improving, but I
But do
think
they
that's
look
what.
like they getting better? Not just our teams. Do they look like they like all the Texas them? It was all these games. It'd be like these defenses are like they bad this year.
The Red River rivalry, boy, that thing it went into how many overtimes? 4 or 5
I
overtimes.
mean, yeah, it's craziness.
Mm,
So, oh, back to my thing. I'm mad about. Okay, first
I'm
of all,
sorry, I
these
took you
coaches
off
still be
course.
no. I got distracted, but I just saw of some Mullens. Okay, you want people to come in, put their life in danger for a football game. Is that what you're saying? You want to put a bunch of people. We know Florida is a hotbed too, like Tennessee.
Hmm.
We want to put a bunch of students because at the end of the day, it's going to affect the campus in Gainesville too. But the students, you want to put them in danger so that you can have a crowd for your team. Is that what you're telling me? Because if you're okay with putting people's lives in danger so you can have somebody to cheer for your team, ah, I'm gonna have to reconsider my feelings about you. Um,
Yeah, we definitely know where his loyalties lie in the political aspects of things. After, and I understand he wants to make it about the fans and he wants the atmosphere and you know it's good for college football, good for the players, but right now that just can't happen.
okay, it's good for college football. It's good for the players. But what about after the seasons are over? What about when they got to go back to regular life?
Right.
Are you fighting for them to have better lifestyles and not better chances of surviving an encounter with the police?
He
Are-
strikes me as the person that don't think about that.
like,
I just
is that because I still see these coaches out here with their mask down. Georgia coach, the
every
kid
one
made
of
a
them
good play. He was
either
screaming right in the
yeah,
kid's face.
every one of them don't have either have it down. None of them have it above the nose.
I, wh-
I,
what's the point? What's the point?
I
So
watched the red zone all day yesterday. Every time they showed the coach on the sideline, I mean, very
exactly,
few had them above the nose. They were just
if it's up, like you said, it ain't all the way up, and
right.
most of them have it down. It's just on their neck. And you
Yeah.
just be like, okay, so you're not even role modeling what you want your student athlete to do. Because I still feel like they should, when they come off the side, they should have their thing and pull it up.
Mm-mm.
But don't nobody really care what I feel like. But Mullins, if you're okay with putting a bunch of people life in danger so you can have a crowd for this garbage defense that you putting out on the field, okay, that just speaks to who you are as a person and people will be like, oh, that's really harsh. Well, that's what it is. Like if you want people put your life in danger so you can cheer for me and my team. That sounds like somebody else that like people to come in dangerous situations and cheer for him. But mhm. there's some
Mm-mm.
there's some other person who
Mm, mm, mm.
who shall not be named.
Oh, we're gonna name him later,
Oh,
but
okay,
yeah,
I can't. It's disturbing, Brian.
It
I'm
is.
always so uncomfortable. I am uncomfortable when I see the fans that be in the stands, and I be like, and quite a few of them have on masks, but I still be like, you're very close. You're screaming, which means more particles than normal. Like when you use your speaking voice, are coming out, and those masks are not 100%, not even 80%. Most of them not going to be effective to keep a lot of particles in,
And they
and it's
selling
just
alcohol at these stadiums.
right. So when you
So,
drinking, I mean, you gotta have your mask down. You can't drink through the mask, or you're eating your nachos or your hot dog or whatever it is.
mhm,
Um, are they giving out hand sanitizer? We don't know, because you would want people, if they eat nachos or something, at least be able to wash their hands or whatnot.
right.
It's a lot. It's a lot, and it makes me uncomfortable. And I don't know why I'm so uncomfortable, but when I'm in a store and too many people come around, I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna move. Y'all got it. I'll be back.
It's just like a fly on the wall.
Yeah. And you know me, I've been like, nah, bro. I go out
Yeah,
early
you were like
so
that
I can
before the
stay away from
virus.
people. Exactly. So it's even worse now. And no, I do not have a problem, y'all. I'm good.
Yeah. Speaking of uncomfortable and flies,
Oh Lord. Oh, the fly in the hell. Okay, go ahead.
mm, the the fly the fly
Wh-
VP debate.
what they call it when you used to like photobomb? The fly photobomb is
Where was the fly during the presidential debate? Because that's where he needed to come and take over the attention from. Lord
it's
have mercy.
2 minutes. Like that's a long time. That's what I heard or
Two
saw or something.
two
Two
minutes and 3 seconds.
2 minutes. The fly was chilling on your hair. I was just like, well, you
But
know,
I had a few notes
go
because
ahead.
I just took down some things as I was watching and listening as intently as I could because I was able to understand. I was able to hear both people in this one. Amazing how that could be, but some potential things I want to talk about. Um, in response to because he did a lot of deflecting in response to the Trump administration's basically handling of the coronavirus.
Hmm.
Mike Pence tried to sh- throw it back on the Obama administration and how they handled the H1N1 virus. And I did some digging, and from April 12th, 2009 to April 10th, 2010, that's a 1 year time, there was 12,469 deaths due to the H1N1. In COVID-19 coronavirus since February. I have 2011 here, but now it's up to 2012. Not even a year yet, and we've already lost 212,000 people.
Let me be
So,
clear. Most of us didn't know nothing about H1N1 because why? It wasn't a big, like 12,000 people is unfortunate for people to die like
mhm,
that. But nobody even knew what the H1N1 had really hit. We had heard about Ebola when it happened. It hit, bam, boom, it was gone. H1N1 came. We even had the little SARS thing. Cause remember, it had the whole coughing thing.
yeah,
It came, boom, bam, boom. They did what they supposed to do. It's gone. You and you keep, oh, we locked down the city. No, everybody consistently reports that y'all still were letting people come over from China after there was supposed to be a lockdown. 20 to 40,000 more people came over from China, and y'all keep saying lockdown. But it's it's consistent with the lie in chief. So, and as the vice president is pretty much the same. He lies.
yeah. Well, he tried to get after Kamala Harris's uh, stance on the potential vaccine, and that basically she said, and she even said it again that night, that any vaccine that Trump says to take, that she'll never take. And
Me neither.
he said, "Thank you." He said, "You continue to undermine public confidence in the vaccine," and basically ended his little diatribe by saying, "Stop playing politics with people's lives." And I'm thinking to myself, when I heard him say that, I went, "What are y'all doing? Y'all
don't
took
wear a
forever
mask.
to even have a response to this thing because you didn't want to lose your little precious economy that Obama handed you.
But the funny thing, Brian, is when you think, oh, the stock market.
Yes.
Okay, most of us don't have uh don't own any stocks.
Yeah, there's a very, very small percentage
And
of people that do.
the percentage of us that do, the only reason that we would care is because our 401ks, they give that money to somebody that puts it, some stock stuff with it.
Hmm.
Other than that, that don't reflect how the economy doing. Looking at the stock market, most of us ain't got no money in the stock. Look at unemployment, and then you talking about you ain't want to give people $600 because you ain't because they was making more than they would on their job. Oh, that's because you won't raise the minimum wage. Because your friends that's making billions of dollars sometimes in a weekend, like this Amazon Prime Day, he about to make a couple more $1 billion.
Oh, Bezos, yes.
Um, they price gouging. People have been looking into it and looking at old cost of things and now what it costs.
Hmm.
Why do you need the price gouge? Like you're a billionaire. Like that's just I can't even explain it. But can continue on. What else happened in this debate? Because you know I ain't watching.
Well, I
I
was
need
just
my
asked
rest.
once again. There's a couple of things that just basically fact checking. Uh, with Pence, he said that he, he said that Trump, suspended all travel from China, which was not. It's still not the case. It never has been the case. He shut down some, but he did not suspend all.
No.
Um, he also said that him and Trump have a plan for pre-existing conditions as comes to healthcare. Also false, as literally right now the Trump administration is in courts trying to take away Obamacare and the pre-existing conditions.
Listen to me,
So,
Brian. When the woman asked the question, now this is how this went down. Got up
hmm
from a workout, turn on TV before I get on my spin bike. See the PBS has like the debate on, and I thought they were just showing a snippet or something, but then I realized they were showing like they were replaying it. And
hmm
the part that I saw, the lady asked him, "So what is your plan? What is you and for the administration's plan around Affordable Care Act and pre-existing?" Well, first I want to ask Kamala, what are they plans to do? Are they planning to stack the courts? What are they plans to do with the Supreme? And I was like, okay, he
yes,
deflected.
all night
So
long.
then here go Kamala. I was like, Kamala, all you don't gotta answer his question. Number one, he not the moderator. You should have been like, no, once you answer this question about this Care Act, I'll answer your question. But no, she started answering the question, and then that he never answered the question. The moderator never said, "Well, can you answer the question that I posed to you?" So he got off of that. He never gave an answer. But it's not really a lot of bright people in the world, and many of the people that are on the Affordable Care Act that think he's doing the most brilliant job, they're the ones that are gonna be crying foul when they can't go to the doctor because they don't got coronavirus, and they're gonna tell them, "Oh, that's a pre-existing condition."
Yeah. So the only other really telling thing I wrote down was the fact that neither candidate would answer if they've had any kind of conversation with their presidential candidate on a succession plans should either one of their candidates not be able to fulfill their duties.
Okay, first of all,
You know,
nobody want to talk about if I die.
I know.
Well, if I die, then it really ain't nothing to talk about because if I die, then we know the vice president takes the position. And
Yeah, I
if
don't.
whatever
That
happened,
that
it's the
was just
Speaker of
a
the House.
that was just
So
a media just wanting to make something. I mean, because like you said, if something happens, then you just move on to the next.
we know how the chain of command
And
goes.
there's nothing to
This
talk.
is what I found to be, and I was happy she did it. She would put her hand up and be like, "I'm
Mhm.
speaking."
Mr. Vice President, I'm speaking.
because they have a tendency to be rude, especially the women. But they rude in general. But I don't. I think they want to be back in the 40s when the women speak when they spoken to or something. I don't know what that is. But I was very happy
Yeah,
that she didn't just let him overtalk her. I'm speaking.
yeah, because Pence had a tendency to go a little long and to try to take over, and even with the moderator, he did sometimes, and I was just like,
And she should have been like, I'm speaking. Well, the good news is y'all ain't gotta watch no more of that mess because 45 said he ain't doing it on Zoom.
I'm glad you brought him up. Let's talk about 45, who went on a balcony of the White House this
And almost
weekend,
fell over it.
and declared that the coronavirus was disappearing.
Again, Brian.
Wow, wow, all wow. And I thought it was funny. The channel I was watching had literally scrolling across the bottom as he was saying that, talking about how they had reached 50,000 cases
Hmm.
for the first time since
Oh,
August, and
oh.
the cases are jumping back up, and he's sitting there saying stuff like, "It's just lie after lie after lie."
Well, if you keep saying the same thing long enough, unfortunately, people will believe it.
Yeah,
And
and it's
so
sad.
he's been saying that long enough that plenty of his people will believe it, and they'll say that people are lying, and um, this is all a ploy and all this other conspiracy stuff. But I don't know how y'all think somebody could get the whole world to be like, okay, let's say this virus is out here. Not just one state or nation, the whole world. Let's buy in. China, France, Germany, all of y'all. Let's say that this virus is out so we can put everybody under duress.
Oh my
Not
goodness.
gonna happen.
Whew. Well, you ready to do our top five?
Yes,
Loretta Devine.
Loretta, you on deck. You know
I'm
you go
ready.
five on. Okay.
I'm ready. Okay. And just because I want to hear T get upset, I'm gonna start with my honorable mentions.
Oh Lord, here we go. Now y'all remember
uh,
that he was getting on me for just having my honorable mention.
yes, so I'm gonna start there, and my honorable mentions: Jump in the Broom. Um, thought it was a very good movie. Thought she played her part well. What Women Want. She didn't have a big part in it, but
Brian,
it's
that
the
shouldn't
Mel
even count.
Gibson.
She wasn't even a semi
Oh,
pro
wait,
starter
Do-
star.
Doris, the doorman. She made herself bigger than as role was supposed to be because
Okay.
of how well she did it. I
Okay.
watched that movie just the other day, and I loved it. Yes, she was hilarious, especially when he could hear her voice. And oh my God, I laugh every time. And this third one is just, it's a little close to me because of all my nieces and nephews I have in my life right now. But her role as Hallie the Hippo in
Oh
Doc
Lord.
McStuffins, yes indeed. The very first time I remember my oldest nephew Aiden, very first time I ever watched that show with him, and I heard her voice. I knew exactly who it was from the time, and I was so happy. That wound up being one of my favorite cartoons.
Lord.
But yes, Hallie the Hippo, she's wonderful. Now, top five. Number five, Dirty Laundry. Ain't no need to get into it because I know it's gonna be in yours too, so we'll talk about it there. Number four, Kingdom Come. Yes, there was a big conglomerate of actors and actresses in that movie. But Lord, when she stole that knob in that car and said Jesus has the knob, when
Oh
her and Eddie
yes.
Winslow, boy, that was funny.
Oh
Um,
yes.
three, This Christmas, still one of my favorite Christmas movies. She played well in that part. Two, Crash. It's still a very underrated movie,
I don't
honestly, for
remember.
me.
What she doing Crash?
I'm trying to think of her actual role, but she that movie is underrated as it is, but she was definitely big in that one. But no, I think a lot of people get uncomfortable with the racial tension that movie brought. But yeah, so that's number two, and obviously number one will be Waiting to Exhale. I hope
I
he's
hope
not
he ain't
watching me walk
watching me
away.
walk away.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, I had fun looking up this list. Because
So
Loretta is one of the people you and I always talk about putting in our movie when we make our
yeah,
movie.
we can't afford it right now.
No, but
We
go
ain't seen
ahead.
it in a lot yet though, so maybe we can. Well, my number one is Dirty Laundry. I just love her in Dirty Laundry,
I don't think
baby,
I've seen. For
baby.
me, I haven't seen it enough. I think if I see it more, then I think I would. I think it would move up higher.
You need to
But
see In the Hive because if you see In the Hive,
in
it
the
would knock
house,
some of yours off. In the Hive, beautiful. This Christmas, yes. Kingdom Come, yes. And then I just love her in The Preacher's Wife when he show up and she think he won't take her job. And I like Waiting to Exhale, and that's where we first met her. But mm-mm.
I need more. Preacher's Wife gave us a snippet. I don't. Were they even on? Were her and Jennifer Lewis even on camera together at any time?
um,
I need another. I need a movie with those two together and playing two big major roles. I need them in a
well,
movie.
I don't think that I realized how funny she is until she was on what was that the little series that the guy did and she was with the other comedian guy and she was the dad and the mama.
Oh, you talking about Carmichael Show?
Yeah, the Carmichael Show.
Yes.
I think that's when I really realized how funny she was or is.
Hmm.
Because
Cause
most of her
she
roles are not
stretched.
really comedic. They pretty like serious, but
All right. Well, in Carmichael Show, she stretched herself in that one because it was almost like she was a like old country southern, kind of
I don't
old
think she is
time.
because in Dirty Laundry she is country and southern
This is
as
true.
they
It's true.
get. Her and that's a movie you talking about her and Jennifer Lewis is in that. That's her sister, remember?
Yes. Oh, yes. 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 Yes.
You
I forget.
always, since mama, you always.
I forget.
Yes, you need to rewatch Dirty Laundry, and you need to find In the Hive. And these are underrated movies because they were B movies or whatever you call them,
Right.
the lower tier movies that don't go to the theater. Jumping the Broom, I think I just didn't like the character. It was less about her acting. I didn't like the
Mhm.
character. Um, so yeah.
Down in the Delta is another good one.
Yeah, and I hadn't seen that in so long. I knew she was in it, but I don't remember her. And so I had to go with the ones that like she had memorable performances in for me. And that was like The Preacher's Wife, Kingdom
Down
Come.
Down in the Delta I like it, but it's kind of like what's the movie where Samuel L. Jackson's on trial for killing them white
Mississippi
boys?
Burn.
No,
Oh.
that was Gene Hackman's movie. What was the name of that movie? With Sandra Bullock and Matthew McConaughey. Oh gosh, my mind is going
I
blank.
don't know.
I'm finna look it up real quick. But yeah, that movie and Down in the Delta, the reason they are not as high for me is because, and it's personal, because not everybody in Mississippi is barefoot, sweating all the time. And A Time to Kill, that's the name of that movie. And you know, the whole movie, they just sweating profusely. And that's not everybody in Mississippi looks like that. So that's always been personal for me. I feel like
Oh,
it's
I think that
intact.
was just like when they always show the Africans out there with the flies and
Oh,
stuff on.
I understand. But personal attack. I'm gonna get over it because I like both of them
Now,
movies.
Brian, let's be clear. It is hot. I remember Michael. One day he walked out of the house. We all had gotten dressed. I don't know where we was going, and I looked. I was like, "Are you okay?" I mean, he was sweating like um the Winans man on that movie that we like when he's sweating up that
Sweat
sweat.
like BB.
Yeah, no, that ain't BB. That's the
Not
oldest
BB.
brother. Um,
Gosh, what was his name?
anyway, he was sweating
Yeah.
like that, and I was like, "Are you okay?" Like he was the beads of sweat just rolling off. He was like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And I was like, "Cause you know he had been over there
Marvin Winans.
on the West Coast,
Yes.
and Lord, I
For,
was like, Lord, you have like is something happening?" So it is real out there. It be hot and humid.
yes,
It get
Lord have
real out
mercy.
there sometime, Brian. You know the truth.
Whew.
Anyway,
Speaking of truths, can I move on to Chanting Ranting?
yes. Are we doing the toy the cartoon movies next week?
Oh yes, I'm glad you said that. Yes, a animated cartoon top five
It don't have to
next
be
week.
animated, but you can add animated because sometimes it may not be animated.
I thought it would be nice to just basically make an animated cartoon. What to have the whole group together.
Okay.
We can make a nice little list, into some honorable mentions.
You definitely got to have honorable mentions. That's why I said recent because I didn't want to throw shade at the old school. That's why I said recent when I had proposed it as the
Okay, we're gonna do recent.
maybe like
Okay,
2000 forward.
okay,
That might be
that's
too
fine.
far back, but
No, that's fine. Yes, because Disney Plus has gotten me on my old school cartoon kick. So yeah, I can definitely go with the recent. Here we go. Yes, Chanting and Ranting is back, people, because something happened to me this past week that just didn't set well in my spirit. Now, first of all, uh, not gonna get too deep into it, but just somebody close to me uh, contracted the virus. So my family's basically been in quarantine, and mid last week I started exhibiting some of the symptoms. So I decided to go get myself tested just to be on the safe side. I'm sitting in the waiting room, and the lady in front of me, on the list, the lady that signed in front of me, she was going back and forth uh, up there. They kept calling her up, asking her this question, that question. So I started listening. I don't know what insurance she had, none of my business, but whatever insurance she had, that particular urgent care didn't take. And since they didn't take it, the COVID test was going to cost her $170. So of course, not because she looked like she was on her death. I mean, I had
oh
symptoms,
Lord,
but she looked like she was about to die. So of course she had to pay it. And I'm thinking to myself, $170. I hope to God that they don't tell me that, because I'll just walk right ahead with my symptoms. Um, but wound up mine cost $10. Now I've known people who literally have gotten it for free, and I don't know what kind of insurance they have, but $170 if you don't have no insurance.
well,
We doing folks wrong. We
I
doing
would have
folks
walked
wrong.
out of there like you said and be like, you know what? I'm gonna go to the emergency room or something, or
And for
wait.
anybody that's wondering, just to clear it up, I have strep throat. I do not have the virus. I tested negative for the virus. So
Well,
you know what?
the I don't know how these people, because you see these drive by free community tests. So I don't know how they paid, if that's like these people have gotten a grant, but that's what I would have been looking for. Um,
Right.
and if you can, but this is the problem. This should test it. I just BBC. Watch the BBC news when I can,
Hmm.
when it's on PBS. China's about to test 9 million people because a couple of people have gotten the virus in a certain little city over there, and they locking it down. They gonna test everybody that's in the. How can well we can't test people like that for free? I know they ain't gonna make you. I don't know what China might do, but I don't think they charging these people. They like we just gonna test everybody.
I, money makers. I mean, just like Trump out there touting this Regeneron uh, therapeutic drug that he took. Well, of course he's out there championing it. Regeneron is he literally has 3 family trusts paid for by Regeneron.
See,
So of course he's going to champion that drug. Uh, it's money
see,
makers. It's
and most
it's
people ain't gonna
ridiculous.
be able to afford the care that he got.
And not to go right back to the whole virus deal, but the doctor that saw me, I actually happen to know him. He is related to Renee Ladner and Eddie Ladner, that you know and I know.
Hmm.
Um, he told me that, I mean, he didn't go on specifics, but he was telling me basically that I was the first person he saw that morning that that took the test that wasn't positive, that was negative for it. I said, well, let me get out of here.
Right. Let me get out of this germ infested building,
Get
and
on
I
out of
hope y'all
him.
spraying down the place like y'all should be. But you got according to the Health and Human Services site, you can get a test at no cost nationwide at health centers and select pharmacies.
Okay.
So I don't know that people know that though, because that ain't nothing that they talking about when they on the news or nothing. And I really don't watch a lot of the news, but
No,
I
that you
don't
don't
think
ever hear that.
the few minutes that I watch that you'll hear on your local place or the church Ebenezer Baptist Church having a drive, a free drive-in test or something. But they ain't just like, oh, you can get a free test at health centers. Cause that's what they got on their site.
Yeah, and I think that needs to be more prominent, but it's not going to be because
The
nobody cares.
Families First Coronavirus Response Act ensures that COVID-19 testing is free to anyone in the United States, including the uninsured.
I'm gonna need you to send me that link so I can share that on my social media pages.
Because when you said that I was like, paying to do what?
Yeah.
The only reason they taking the money from the insurance company is because they can. They shouldn't even be charging that. They shouldn't even be charging it to the insurance. But God
Mhm.
forbid you get something based all the taxes and stuff people pay. God forbid you get anything back from any of that.
I should have did chanting and ranting back when we talked about college football, but do you have any other uh, chanting and ranting you
Do I
like to get
need to
off your
chant and
chest?
rant about something? I already don't rant about that off of defense. Florida keep putting out there on the field and calling it something. I don't even want to call it. I don't want to call it a defense, but I do want to rant. Okay, hold on. I do want to rant. I want to
Do it.
rant. I want to rant about people. Let us break bread together. Never mind. That's a
Oh, oh,
that's a
oh,
song. Let us break bread together. They used to sing that right before they did communion. Um,
yes.
please stop with this greatest of all time. But please let's just stop because God has given everybody gifts, and He didn't give us all the same gifts. And most of the time, the people that we talking about have used their gifts the way God probably intended to them because you want to call them the greatest. But that's like iPhone making all these phones and be like, I got the greatest iPhone of all time. No, your phone worked like it was intended to work. And maybe you took care of it better than other people took care of theirs, or you paid special attention to it and got a VPN or something so it wasn't hacked or whatever. But when the manufacturer made these men, he did not make them for you to be like, this one is better than that one. He gave LeBron a different set of gifts than he gave Magic, then he gave Michael, then he gave Larry Bird, then he gave Kareem. All of them played in different eras under different conditions. Who knows if any of these men could play when Bill Russell played and couldn't go into different bathrooms, couldn't stay in different hotels. Who knows if Bill Russell could play in this era with all this social media and being under intense heat of everybody knowing your business, or Michael Jordan for that matter. So it's just stop it. Appreciate these games and appreciate these players for what you are getting to witness. Because I have gotten to see Magic, Bird, not young Kareem, but Kareem when he was good enough. I don't seen Kobe. I don't seen LeBron. Like I don't seen Vince Carter put on the most special dunk contest ever. I hadn't seen one as good since the Dwight Howard one might have been a good one too when he was jumping and slapping the backboard and he let the dude jump over him.
You let your disgust for the fact that they're still playing on 10 feet rims
Well,
cloud that one. Yeah.
that they need to raise the goal,
Hmm.
because pretty much everybody can dunk now, Brian.
Hmm.
And instead of telling us to lower the goal for women, how about raise the goals for men? And so dunking ain't just so easy. I don't think it's gonna mess with the shot. I've played on an 11-foot goal, and that was because they didn't want people dunking and hanging on them and tearing them down
That's
in the
hilarious.
hood. But yeah, I have played on the goal, and it's like this goal way too tall. But
Well,
yeah, let's
but
start with the greatest of all
yeah,
time.
just enjoy it for what it is. Like I feel like we get too bogged down and we get into arguments over who's the best, who's the greatest.
Brian, I got the best iPhone. I got the best. I don't even have iPhone. I got the best Android. My Android way better than your iPhone.
Can I
Now
be
we can
honest
just
with
go
you?
back and forth about that all day.
We could. Side note, I wish I never started getting iPhones because I got hip to it a couple of years ago. Uh, they do these software updates specifically, so you have to have them because some of the apps won't work.
So the
And,
stuff don't
and when
work.
you do it, when you do the updates so many times, your phone starts shutting down, and you have to go get a new phone. This is a ploy. It's a moneymaker. There's articles written about it, and I just
And Brian, that's the one reason. You remember I told you why I didn't ever want an Apple, the iMac, the Mac computer?
hmm
Because they just money gouging. They want to
yeah,
say, "Oh well, we're not gonna have a USB port. We're gonna make you buy a special thing so that everybody else's USB port will have to fit into this. We're not gonna have the regular kind of plug. You got to buy a special plug so that you can do this or adapter to make
yes,
this work. We're not gonna let it run Windows regular. You got to do some extra stuff to get Windows to do whatever." Let's just be like, why are you gonna make money if your product is supposed to be good? Just let it stand on its own and stop with the price gouging and money scamming tactics. Like you talking about updating the phone, and then you like the way your phone was running, and then the
yeah.
update come in, be like, what is this? Well, where is? Well, no, I like that other function, and I can't get it back.
My whole family has iPhones, and this last update made it to where you can kind of multitask. I could be on a phone call with you,
Hmm.
and another call, or I could be say I FaceTime with you. Another call comes in, and it bounces them like from side to side, and like I know my parents, bless their heart, my dad especially, he's
Hmm.
having trouble like managing, trying to
Seeing all
swipe
that
down.
mess,
How
yeah.
do I how
See
do I get back to?
where I was and wanted to be.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah.
we doing too much with these computers. We got to number one stop calling them phones because they are computers with phone capabilities. Okay, that's really what it is. It's not a phone. It's a computer that has phone capabilities. Um, and I just want to rant about one more thing.
I love how we go from ranting about different things. Just well, go ahead.
All this, they asked Anthony Davis about coming back apparently,
Oh
and I
no,
just saw he said something about he'll see or something. Look, son, you should have learned. Rondo them tried to tell you. Rondo hadn't been to the playoff in 10 years. Don't take these moments for granted. You can run to Chicago or something else. Now, I told Kawhi a long time ago, 4 episodes back, you could have been playing with the Lakers,
Coulda,
but you
woulda,
wanted to
coulda,
go to the
shoulda.
Clippers. You see how that got you. Now, you got one more year on your contract. I don't know if the Lakers will want you back. They might. We might. We might be like, you know what? It's okay. You made a mistake. We'll take you now. But who knows? Because at the end of the day, LeBron is not a selfish kind of dude that's gonna be like, oh, I want to shine. If he had Kawhi and Anthony Davis, he would probably average a triple double with low digit like points because he would be trying to facilitate to them. Because that's been his mindset since that's just who he is. He's almost like a magic kind of like, I want to get everybody else involved. Oh, I need to score, I will, but that ain't really my
That's not
primary
first.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So Anthony, don't play. Don't play. Now I know you can say, well, you just gonna ride out that contract. You don't know what is money going, because this bubble situation, we don't know what Corona out here doing. And these TV ratings was down in this bubble. And so
Hmm.
while they offering you a fat check, you better take it.
And while you're trying to think of something else to chant and rant about, and since you just brought up the fact that TV ratings are low, uh, it's no shock to me that the NBA Finals went 6 games. That money is necessary.
Brian,
It it was
why do you
it
think
was
that?
going 6 games.
You were serious. Why did you think that?
No,
No,
and
you were
like I
serious when you said it. You were serious when you
no
said
no
it.
no there's no no
It
no seriousness no seriousness at all. Let me explain.
Cause they ain't even got
I
no money. Look, they ain't making no
listen
money. These games ain't being highly
listen.
watched.
There are conspiracy theorists out there who swear up and down the NBA is rigged and things happen for a reason, this, that, and the other.
They do the
But the
same thing
other
with the
night,
NFL too, Brian. Go
I
ahead.
understand, but we just focus on NBA right this second. Because the other night I was messing with T, and not just T, I messed with a couple of other my friends that I know are Laker fans. And I said, I don't know why y'all sitting here all on Twitter or this, that, and the other, and just worried to death about how this game is playing out. Just relax. Y'all gonna win it in 6. It's going to 6. Y'all gonna beat the snot of them in game 6. And look at that, it wound up happening. But I just messing with. I said, cause hey, it's rigged. The NBA knows what they're doing. They need that 6 games for this money. They need that TV money.
But I don't understand. Y'all don't understand. People that say that they get that check in advance. The Lakers got that 200 million or whatever dollar TV money, and that is set in stone. That ain't,
They can't.
oh, you
No,
play longer, you get more money. No, that ain't how that
they can't
works.
fathom. They can't fathom that. I know that. I know that already. But they can't fathom it. They can't get it through their mind that their money's already been cashed. that money,
Yeah,
that
that
money
check been
already out there.
cashed.
Yes, they making it rain with that money
But I
already.
don't know what they gonna do though, cause I don't see them playing. Like I don't know when they can play again, cause they know about bubbles. They know. I don't think any of these guys would ever agree to do this again.
Mm-mm. Yeah, like we were talking about off air. I think that they might could get them to do like a 4 region bubble,
I don't
like a
think they're
four.
gonna want to be in a bubble again though, at
Oh,
all.
I know. Yeah, I know. But as far as like just if that is the only option, they may could get them done. Do it in 4 separate regions and do it that way. But yeah, because you could just read it on some of them's face that they just ready to go. And I know some of the WNBA players were saying when they got done this past week. Shout out to the Seattle Storm for winning the
Yep, the
championship. But
Storm got them another.
I know Asia Wilson, the MVP of the league, she put on Twitter that, this has been an experience or whatever, but I got to get up out of here basically.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like I know when I was at home working every day, at some point I was just like, okay, the weekend, everything is just mushing together. There really is no weekend, even though I'm not working on Saturday and Sunday. Like it's just all meshed together into one big blob of nothingness. And that's kind of how I live my life, but I was okay with it because I was used to not going places. I might run to the Nike store here, but I was doing that when I was trying to be there early when everybody was asleep.
Right.
Because I always been trying to avoid crowds since the beginning. I told somebody, I was like, the Lord been fashioned me for this because
You've been
I've been
practicing for this for a while.
I ain't been shaking hands. I've been trying to avoid crowds since God knows how long. Like I had even been doing church online for the longest and just paying my tithes and offering through online or banking or whatever. Now you can send a text message or whatever, but
Yes.
one more chanting rant. Some of these churches y'all trying to keep opening. Y'all better stay closed. Don't be trying to be saying the Lord told y'all to put these people's lives in danger by bringing these people back to this church.
What time is it?
Y'all better stay closed.
Yes, Lord, keep it shut. Stay right there on the internet.
Yes, because it's no need to put somebody's life in danger. I am the church. You are the church. I don't know what teaching you have, but you don't need to go to a building. That is a building.
What time is it?
Yes, forsake not the fellowship of the brethren and all that.
What time
That's
is it?
nice. But right now, you better remember the good times and wait till it's still gonna be. I think it's gonna be about 2 more years. Nobody want to hear this, but it's gonna be about 2 more years before we get back to some kind of like we can go out and be moving around. I'm still have my mask on, but
yeah, I think that's gonna be something that we'll have to deal with for a while now.
Cause a lot of people ain't gonna be
What
like,
time
nah,
is it?
bro, I ain't about to deal with no
What time is it?
I ain't about to deal with no vaccine under this administration.
No, indeed. As always, here on episode 101, I am your co-host Brian Mackay, and I am with
T. It's great to be a Laker. God awful. The Gators are awful. The Gators defense are awful, but it's still great to be a Gator Davis. Thank you.
This has been the Mackay T Show
time is it?
podcast. Thank you for listening.
This is the Mackay T Show. This is the Mackay T Show. We talk movies and TV shows, sports and world news, coasting like on a world cruise. Hosted by Brian Mackay and T Davis. Yeah. You can't tame us. We're going to the top, we're becoming famous.
What time is it?
It's time for the Mackay T Show.
What time is it?
I said it's time for the Mackay T Show.